It's finally here, the grand opening of Wonderland. I can't quite believe it, you pulled it off. The locals haven't made things easy and costs came in higher than expected, but it's finally finished. Significant development of the infrastructure has taken place. A new high-speed rail link, extra development to the road system, reclaimed land for the car park and bus station, new barriers encircling the park, and of course the fantastic work of SiriusCowKing. Moo! The locals have opposed contractions throughout the process, but we have prevailed. Let's join them down at the grand opening now.
Well, welcome in everybody. Welcome to Winder TV. I'm Winder and we're here today for the grand opening of Winderland. Well, since you were last here, the park has changed drastically. We'll start with what has actually happened. First things first, we had to strengthen the bridge. We built in a new high-speed rail link. We've had to build in large fences to obviously house our theme park. We've got access routes for extra things that are happening, and maybe another access route here for extra development. And of course, we've had to reclaim some land to build our car park for Winderland. So the developer, as we all know, is a wonderful man by the name of SiriusCowKing. Are you there? Sirius. Moo. So, without further ado, let's take you into Winderland. So, what was your thinking behind this? Obviously, I've had to work with what you built. I've put in the sign for Winderland, but we'll let you take it from here, Sirius.
Okay. So, here's what happened. I was about to start and I was trying to figure out what are we gonna build here. You know, there was this farm and it just closed down. People needed jobs. I provided them with goddamn jobs. All right.
Yeah, good
there
man.
You go.
Good
there
man.
you go. So that's what I did. I built a good old industrial complex, full of chemicals and full of it's very environmental friendly. It's totally safe.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this pipe work. Let's go through. I love that loop over the top.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is 100% custom supports for the roller coaster.
The whole thing. They look very good. Very good supports. So this is kind of our entrance plaza here. It's very quiet at the moment, which is good. The first ride we're going to come across, which I actually haven't opened yet, is this, our big wheel, although we've called it the Big Cog, and I love, it's quite simple, the theming, but it's so good. You stuck a massive turbine through the middle of it, which makes the whole thing look like just part of the factory. It's brilliant.
Exactly.
Simple
design, yeah. I really enjoy. Well, I mean, now it looks like a big cog. It makes the whole thing turn.
Look at the crowds, man. How can the locals be annoyed with this?
Well, it's certainly attracting tourists.
And then, so the next ride we've got to look at here is our little car ride. Now, I know this is the one that you were not overly enamored with getting, because you didn't really have an idea at the time.
Yeah, I actually had no idea what to do with that. It took me forever to figure it out.
Should we have a little ride on it? Because I think you're going to get a better ride from actually being on it than me floating around. Because there's a lot of intricacies inside that are really quite good. I love the way that coaster flies by.
Yes, and it goes really, really close, but not touching. Always, this is something I really pay attention to. I imagine, what if you had your arm out? I want to make sure that there's an arm length between everything. So I make it look like it's such a close call, but really you're totally safe.
Look, that little wheel moves. Is that turning it off? Oh, it is. That's
exactly.
Fantastic. It's nice. It's done really well through the pipeline. I like it. Going through that like tunnel of pipes. And all the nice effects here with the steam.
Yeah, well, this, the ground in this area is particularly acid, so that's why there's this kind of fog. So
I think it might be time to have a look at this coaster. Ethan.
Oh yeah. By the way, like I said, it's full custom supports, but I also had to improvise custom supports for the chain lifts.
All right, we'll go back to that in a minute and have a look, because obviously the whole thing's high and going over a lot of path work, so there's good work with the supports really. That's wonderful. That second loop, outward bank, very nice. Nice little corkscrew over that. Ooh, second chain lift.
Yeah, I was running out of speed, so I added a second one.
Oh, lovely, calm one going into the station. I like that. That's a good coaster, mate. Very nice. Let's have a look at the stair.
Yes, the supports, yeah.
So these are all custom?
Yes, so the thing is, if you have a catwalk and there's no in-game support, the catwalk are just floating. There's no connection between them, and that's like that on every coaster, any type. So I had to improvise a way
Is that basic
to
shapes?
those two together. Yeah, it's one basic shape, then there's a pole, and it's a what's it called, curb in the middle, connecting those two.
Mate, that's incredible. And you've done that all the way around?
Yes. Consistency to me is the key when making custom supports. You create yourself a rule and then you just stick to it and figure out how to make exceptions, because sometimes you have to. But yeah, all the connectors, it's all basic shapes because there wasn't anything else really that works with these tiny rails. Thank you again, really.
It's a very good coaster, mate, and those supports are really quite good. The basic shapes to make the supports actually get on the track, and they look very realistic. They look like the real thing. And then you've embedded lights in there. We'll have a look at the lights a bit later.
Yes.
I
really enjoy embedding lights in all my coasters. Like, it's good to have projectors, but I'm a big fan of embedded lights.
It's superb. And I love the way the stall, it almost stalls on this loop. Oh, it's just so good. I can imagine going on that. That would be insanely good, that first loop. Right, let's carry on then. This is wonderful. We've got lovely broad paths. So we've got two more rides to have a look at, which are your two flat rides, and they're obviously over here at the back of your park. I like that. Have you built like a path up inside? Does it lead to anywhere?
No, that's just damn it, what's it called?
Access.
It's damn it, what's the word? Somehow it eludes me. But you know, on the sign on the shop right next to it, it says fresh meat.
On this one here?
Yeah, it's the same building, right? And it says fresh meat.
Oh yeah.
What you call these things? kill animals.
Is that like the way you chuck the cows up into the slaughterhouse?
Slaughterhouse. There you go. That's a slaughterhouse. That's what it is.
Brilliant.
It's a yeah.
See the cows going up here. Moo.
I didn't say specifically it was killing cows. Just saying.
All right, horse. So we got our 2 flat rides here. We'll have a look at this one first, which isn't quite open. So you got the insanity here. I like this. It's like half a building. It's really cool.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a nice addition to the park. It makes the area look like you are working still at it, and it's not a finished product.
Oh, and small detail, very interesting thing to me. Every small ride has, if you raise it above the ground, there's always, this metal part on the outside.
The footing. Yeah.
But no, I mean above the footing. Like the thing in the middle.
Yeah,
like it's black. It's black on this one. So the thing is, you can't color that, and this one just happened to be black. So I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. I'm gonna use that.
The final ride we got, the final flat ride. Let's see how bad my camera work is here. We've got rooftop rounds.
It's basically it's on the rooftop. Simple as that. But I'm really happy with the way I decorated the rooftop.
Nice. You're sticking with theme. Look, you got pipes coming in as well. Always pipes.
You gotta have pipes. If you don't have pipes, what's the point?
I think this is a beautiful park, mate. I was worried when you first started it. I was thinking, I got like a nervous twitch in my eye. Like, I told him, I said natural.
Yeah. So basically, you said nothing to industrial, and I was like, oh, I should do it industrial theme.
It's brilliant.
Also, don't forget the night view, because I would never build something that looks boring at night.
Look, you're even dumping sewage into my bloody lake.
That's possible. And you see the water tower on the right? That was actually on the property when I built in, and we just didn't care to throw it out. We just left it there. Just push it to the side. Like, it was standing up, and we just push it to the side, and that's it.
Brilliant. Well, look at this park. I'm super happy with it. Let's have a look at this at night quickly.
Yeah, definitely. You want to see that at night. It's definitely... So for nighttime, what happened was I looked for pictures of refinery. And most refineries either have gold lights or like kind of blue, a little bit white.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you got like a nice bluey colour for the coaster, but then this yellow is vibrant the whole way around the park. And if we go in, the pipes are just insane.
So yeah, one thing about any refinery, you'll see that all the pipes are always lit, because they need to be able to see if there's a leak. So it's always always lit and very bright.
It's so good, and I haven't put in any lights on the ground paths at all inside the park.
Yeah.
I've got an auto save.
I was thinking about the lights on the path, and I figured, you know what? I'll just leave it like that.
It's not needed.
Yeah, exactly.
There's enough illumination down on the ground. I mean, maybe I need to put some in the queues a little bit, maybe. But there's enough illumination down on the ground from the lights above. I mean, here, get down there.
Well,
you're basically,
too.
You're almost in daylight down here. Look at that. I could look at the sight lines and the angles in this park all day long. It's
Well, that's good.
There's something to look at in every place. Every time you turn your head, there's some really cool new angle because of all of the framework and the exposedness of it. You know, everything's on show. It's beautiful. Well, is there anything else I've missed, Sirius? Because obviously I am happy with this park. I think you've done a wonderful job. I think the locals will eventually come round to it.
Yeah, they will come around when their paycheck comes in.
Exactly. I love it here, even behind all the buildings. You just chucked in like junk, as if like you've ripped up everything inside the farm and just thrown it to the side and then just left it. It's brilliant. Look at this, like tires, bit of metal piping.
The tires.
I think I need to say thank you to you, Sirius. This is just fantastic.
I was gonna say thank you, everyone, and I'm glad you all enjoyed this.
Mate, this is phenomenal, and I can't thank you enough. What a fantastic build. And considering you've only had 2 weeks to do it, the amount of...
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot that I did that in 2 weeks.
And the majority of your building you did on stream as well, didn't you? So it was quite limited. It wasn't like you were working at it for 2 weeks solid. There was...
Yeah.
And can we have one more shout out for Sirius? Massive round of applause, mate. You have done a phenomenal job, mate. And thank you again. Moo to you.
No. Thank you, Winder. This is a really fun challenge, and I invite anyone to at least try it on their own. 2 weeks is surprisingly hard, but it's really, really fun.
With the park opening gone so well, it's now time to start looking at the future of Winderland. The north of the park, as you can see, we've started to do a little bit of construction over there already. Because I'll let the Italian tell you about it. Here we go.
Despite initial reaction to Winderland, the extra income to the area has quelled the temper of the locals. This has provided us with a new opportunity to the north of the park. The World Heritage Site of Winderfalls has always been owned by the public, but we have managed to secure ownership of them on the promise that we maintain them. We have been allowed restricted building permissions in the areas highlighted. The investors have secured significant extra funds, allowing for the planning of 2 statement roller coasters. We may use minimal support around the watercourse as long as we preserve the beauty of the area. Good luck!
Okay, so I suppose I could tell you a little bit about this. This is where you guys are all going to get involved. Everyone in chat, I'm going to need you tonight. We've got a couple of polls going to be available for you because you are going to help pick what our new developer has to build. Alright, so let's move over here anyway to start off with. There are 2 types of terrain paint that have been used here to indicate what is available to the builder. This area that is all sandy mudded out is your building area. You could put anything you want in this area, anything at all. You can terraform the flat area if you want, but you cannot disrupt the watercourse. Okay? Everything else that is in your area, you cannot terraform. Alright, and I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. So here, we would like to see a plaza. There will be a thrill ride, which will be decided by chat in a minute, which you can put anywhere in this area. And there are 2 coasters, which we'll talk more about later. The facilities available to you, we're going to have a rival, so an invert. And remember, these are statement coasters. And the second coaster, we want a hyper, ideally. Or close to a hyper. Again, we'll talk more. We've got a Cosmic Cow ice cream. We've got a hot dog squad. We've got Street Fox Coffee, Gulpy Energy. We've got an information because you are going to build priority pass lines for these 2 coasters. I anticipate these coasters to be the jewel in the crown for this park, and therefore we're going to have massive queues. So let's cash in, get some more money from those punters. I do need a toilet facility and a staff building. All right, there are a few other areas where we have land that you can build on. Oh. This area that is greyed out, we own. We also own the falls and the rapids. However, the falls and the rapids, you cannot put anything on. They are a World Heritage Site. World Heritage Site, we cannot touch the falls, all right? But you can build here. And the reason it's a different colour is you can build naturally here. So you can put rocks, trees, you can delete the trees that are available to be deleted, and you can terraform a little bit if you wish. Alright, over here it's the same. You can build all the way up the side of this lake. As you can see, the park boundary is there though, so it's a very limited area in which to build. First off, let's decide on our thrill ride. Alright, you've got three rides: the cube, the hammer swing, the forge. Hammer's the winner. Alright, so we'll put the hammer in a bit, and that's going to have to go somewhere in this area. It's a big ride and it's a small area. You have to have the flat ride in this area, in the plaza and the coaster stations and the shops. So we're going to need a hyper coaster. We are going to need an invert that has a trigger or sequenced event, and you are going to be working with the hammer swing. And now it's time to find out who our next builder is. It is going to be our wonderful Bread 013X. It's Bread. Bread, I will be talking with you in DMs, and I will hand you the part that Sirius has worked on so that you can continue this going. Thank you very much everyone for being part of this. I want to say a massive shout out to SiriusCowKing for what a wonderful build today. Absolutely fabulous, mate. I'm really stoked with that. When you said industrial to me, I was thinking, yeah, it's going to be horrible, I'm going to hate it, but I actually absolutely love it. Well done, mate. Big shout out for you. And Bread, our new developer, you are to take over. Thank you very much everyone for being in here. I've been Winder, this has been Winder TV. You've been watching the 2-week challenge. Massive shout out to Sirius and Bread, our developers. Thank you so much, Relly, for managing chat tonight for me. It's been great, and I will catch you all on the flip.